I'm so excited that you're here to hang out with me for a few minutes. Thank you. My name is Julia. I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. It's wonderful to be here with you, and if this is your first time here, then welcome. And if you've been here lots of times before, then welcome back. Oh, today we're going to be doing a different kind of fun fold card, and this card is fantastic even for a scrapbook layout. I have variations on a theme of this card to share with you at the end, so stick around, as well as how it works in a scrapbook page. So I know you're going to enjoy this, and it's wonderful to share a little bit of crafting fun with you, maybe a couple of secrets, some tips, and to have a bit of colorful fun. I would like to invite you, if you are here for the premiere, to join me in the live chat. I am hanging out in the live chat, ready to answer any of your questions. I would love to see what's going on and to simply hang out and chat for a little bit. If you are watching the replay, then leave a comment. I will respond to you just as quickly as I can and answer any questions that you may have. I love hearing from you, and it really helps grow my small business. Everything I use is Stampin' Up! Because I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Northeast Ohio. Let's get started. I'm so excited to share this card with you, and like usual, I'm going to bring in all the goodies first. The inks are Memento, Granny Apple Green, some shaded spruce. I'm going to use some tear and tape today. I am doing like I said, a fun fold card, so it's super cool. I've got a scrap of basic white, several scraps to go along with what we're doing. I also have some brushed silver from a project I did a while ago called, let's see, what was it? Black Ice Window Cards. And they're so cool. If you have not seen that, you should check it out on my YouTube channel. It is such a cool technique and really fun. So anyway, I had some extra of that, so I'm going to use that in this card. Some basic white, which is for the inside of the card. I'm using, I think this is the Nests of Winter. What I love about this card layout is that you can use any stamp set, any dies, any cards with any card stock, because you're making a card. Okay. Any kind of card stock with it, any kind of designer series paper if you want. It's great, really, really versatile. Some crumb cake. And I'm using the Trusty Tools stamp set. This is not a new stamp set. It's new to me, but guess what? It's carrying over into the new catalog. And since I did not have it, I said, okay, this is around for a little while. I'm getting it. And it has dies that come with it, which are super cool. So I'm also using Stylish Shapes dies and some of the dies from the Trusty Tools. I also have my handy dandy paper trimmer, so we're going to use that, and a little bit of grid paper because I'm doing some coloring too. I've got Smoky Slate, alcohol markers, Granny Apple Green, and what color is this? Daffodil Delight. So that's super fun. I can't wait to do some coloring with you. And let's get these things out of the way and get started. I have the paper trimmer here. This has been cut to be 4 1/4 inches by 9 3/4 inches in length. I'm going to score it at 3 1/4. So I've got the 3 1/4 mark right here, and using the gray scoring blade, I'm going to score that, and then I'm scoring it at 6 1/2. So I move it all the way over to 6 1/2, and now I have 2 score lines on it. Grabbing the bone folder, I'm going to begin to make this real nice and tight. So burnishing where I have scored, and I'm doing it like accordion or a kind of a Z. See, it's going to go one side and then the other side. So I'm going to burnish it real tightly so it's nice and tight for this card. All right, that's good. I like that. That's nice and tight. Then the base of the card is simply a piece of crumb cake cardstock that is your typical card base size once it has been scored and folded, only this is a single sheet. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we have a piece of designer series paper from Nests of Winter. I really like this green. I think it's great for a guy card or for a gal card. And I'm going to put a little bit of the seal down because I am a tape runner user. But if you like to use glue, that's your time to grab some glue and put some adhesive down no matter what you're using. Okay, so that is the base of the card. Now we've got this Z fold that we did, and it is going to go onto the card in this manner. So when the card opens, it's going to open like that, and that is what's going to make it a fun fold. So I've got a little piece of the designer series paper to put on the front. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on that. I have all the measurements and everything listed on my blog, so I'm not going to be talking about them as much here, but I always try and have the measurements. I've been doing the layouts so that you can have those at your disposal and use them whenever it works for you. I've got 2 pieces of basic white to also put on the inside. I'm going to either use the glue if you're a glue user, or if you are a tape roller user, you would use that. And in the description below this video is where I have the blog post listed. I also have it usually on YouTube. Oh, I'm saying that wrong. This is YouTube. In the description below is where I have the blog post listed, and I usually have it on Facebook too. So here we go. That is the fun fold, and this is where I'm going to bring in the tear and tape because this is a little heavier now, being as how it has all these different layers on it. So I want to have it be able to be adhered really well. Using this stylish shaped circle, it's the largest one, I went ahead and cut it out of the basic white cardstock. I'm going to place it on the card in this manner, and this is part of the fun of the layout. It is a fun fold, but also what I wanted to share with you was the layout. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the base of the card on this front piece. So it's going to overlap a little bit, and that's just fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my paper snips and trim that off. And I'm going to have this be looking like that. Okay, with the piece of basic white scrap, I'm going to stamp the hammer, and then I'm also going to stamp the tape measure. All right, and I think I will go ahead and color them in. Grabbing the Granny Apple Green ink, time to go ahead and color in this tape measure here. So I carefully line it up, placing it down and up, and then with the handle of the hammer, I'm going to go ahead and ink up in shaded spruce the handle. It's pretty good. I didn't get either of them exactly right though, so what I'm going to do is bring in those fun coloring tools of the alcohol markers and do some coloring. I've got the lighter shade of the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to go around here and fill in any of the gaps that I had from this. I'm going to go ahead and color in this little area here too. And then with the yellow, I think I will use the light yellow and color in the, what's this part called on the measuring tape? I don't even know, little button. And then the measuring tape right here, I'm going to color that in. Perfect. Every time you use these, make sure you snap them shut. You want to hear that snap, because then you know that it's not going to dry out. And if it does dry out, it won't be your fault. You tried as hard as you could. So I always really make sure I hear that snap. Then for the hammer, I'm really happy with how the measuring tape looks. So now it's time to use some light smoky slate on the hammer. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in with the light smoky slate. Is anyone else a big fan of coloring? I love coloring. It is so relaxing and fun to do. I always have loved it. I'm one of those people who can use just an adult coloring book as well. As a little kid, I used to color like with my kids and my nephew. I'm going to use a little bit of the Granny Apple Green here on the light one on the handle of the hammer too, where I didn't get it in exactly, and do those little lines on the handle. Just get it in a little bit more and add some depth and interest to it. So it's kind of fun, a little bit of shading on that. And now for the dark smoky slate. And I go over with the dark usually everywhere that it's got some extra lines, and I like to outline my drawing as well, the line art on it. So a little there and there. I do the outline here along the handle and all the way up there. Then I go in with the light color and just blend it all together. As after all, they're called the blends, right? So I'm blending everything in, and the alcohol markers make it so you can't see the strokes like you could with a marker, which is one of the reasons why I like these better than the Stampin' Write markers. I like to use the Stampin' Write markers, but I honestly tend to reach for the alcohol markers first. So I am super excited about how those turned out. And then using the dies, it would be time to cut those out using the dies. So as usual, I already have them cut out and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and what I'll be doing is putting them onto this white part here, which I think will look so fun. I'm going to go ahead and die cut some little pieces of nuts and bolts out of this little die cut, and that's silver. I'm also going to use a scrap piece of basic white and use it for this sentiment piece with the stylish shapes. I have 5 of the nuts and bolts here. I'm not 100% sure you can see them really well. I'll put them on top of the sentiment piece so you can see them well. And I've got the nuts and bolts here all cut out, and they turned out beautifully from that brushed silver that I also had used the black ice technique on. And then you can see how cool these stylish shapes item looks. But these are going to be my embellishments, and this is going to be the sentiment piece. I've got the words, "You're the most awesome," and the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to ink up that "You're the most awesome." I'm going to be giving this card to a contractor who just finished putting in a bathroom for us in the house, and he did the most awesome job and did it all in 2 weeks, which we were laying bets in our family as to how long it would take for him to put the bathroom in. I thought it would take a month and a half. My husband thought it would take three weeks to 4 weeks. And our son, whose house is getting the bathroom or got the bathroom, thought it would be 1 to 2 weeks, and he was right. It was only 1 to 2 weeks in length of time to get that thing done, and that is simply amazing to me, and deserves a card with that last check that I'm sending. So this is what I'm doing. I'm making this card for our contractor. Let's see the sentiment. You were the most awesome. Go that way. So I will put a bunch of adhesive on it and lay it down here. It can go off the side without any problem because there's a lot of card underneath it. Then I think I will put the hammer down flat as well. And for the hammer, I'm going to use a little bit of the liquid adhesive glue here. So just a little bit on there. Moving the tape measure so I can get it on. Oh yeah, that'll work perfectly. Excellent. All right. And now for the tape measure, which I'm going to lift up with dimensionals. Just one, I think. That's all it's going to need. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to put on 5 of these little embellishments that I want to use. So I'm going to put a little glue down, and then I'm going to use my take your pick tool to pick up the embellishment I want to lay down. So I'm putting a little bolt there, and I think I'll put a little something right here. I'm not sure which. Oops, that was more adhesive than I want. Let's see what will be okay with that adhesive. Hopefully this will. Maybe I should wipe some of that off and put it on there. There we go. I was a little generous with that. Sometimes the glue comes out really well and sometimes it's not so much. You just never know. All right, which is probably why I'm more of a tape user. Okay, and I want to put another one of the, all right, we're going to use the bolt this time. I'm going to go this way with it. Excellent. And then the last, like nut. And there we go. Pick that up with the take your pick tool. Okay. All right. How cute is this? I love this card. It's super fun too. Now to put it onto the base. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the super strong paper. It's not that the paper backing is super strong, but the tape is super strong. So I'm taking off that. Now I'm trying to make sure I have it straightish on there. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it too terribly much. All right. Yay! Oh my goodness. So now that you've seen how incredibly awesome this fun fold card is, let me show you some other examples that I created. I made this one using the Spotlight in Nature. I used the same dies as what I did for this one as far as the shapes for the sentiment and for the circle. And so this is the layout that I wanted to show you, having a big circle here, your sentiment, and then the card opening up to be the fun fold. And this one simply has Dear Friend. It's got some of the foliage from the Spotlight on Nature, a big loopy double bow created with linen thread, a Blackberry Bliss background, and the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper. So you can see how nicely this works with different stamp sets and different papers. That's one of the examples that I have. Another one is using the Notes and Totes, which is brand new, coming out in the new catalog for Stampin' Up! In May. And this one I've got a news flash, you're fabulous, a little bag here, a little water bottle in the bag, some sunglasses hanging from it, and inside just a note. So this is really fun with the sunglasses and the scarf hanging off and everything. This also is the perfect size for a little gift card if you wanted to. You could easily tuck a little gift card inside of the tote bag. So you can make this tote bag as fancy or as plain as you want. I stamped it up with other items that are in the stamp set. I've got it right here, and I did use the dies that coordinate as well as the stamp set. And then the background is the country woods. Same with this one, only this has So Grateful, a true story. I just think this is so cute with the sunglasses, just a note down here, and using the Country Woods Designer Series paper again. So this is really fantastic and easy layout. Wait, there's more. I created a fun scrapbook page from Christmas. I did all of our holiday pictures on here. I scrapbook a little differently than a lot of people. I like a lot of pictures on my page. And then inside, it's almost like having a flip flap. I have all of the things talking about the different pictures listed right here. So it's easy to see. You can just open it up any way you want. I used some ephemera that I had left over from the holidays here to decorate everything. Down here is a nice little bow as well. So that's easy to stick into a scrapbook page. And just some of the highlights from the holiday. It was such a wonderful time, and I wanted to be sure to scrapbook it. So as you can see, there are a lot of fun ways to use this layout, whether it's on a scrapbook page, some cards that you're creating to give as a birthday, or just to let someone know that they're the most awesome person around. If you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you don't and you choose to use me, I would love to be your creative cheerleader and to help you through any creative bumps that you may have, help you out in any way that you need, answer your questions, and to be here to be your friend. I would love to just listen about your latest project if that's what you want to talk about. I'm here for you, and I would really appreciate it. All right, how cool is that? It is so much fun to create this card, and anyone is going to love getting it from you. There is plenty of room inside for writing your message. It doesn't get much better than this, does it? So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure you give the video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Share. Perhaps even follow me on social media. All these things really help grow my small business, and I appreciate your support more than I could even begin to tell you. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.